Welcome, it's at Hypno with Russ here, and a little chat on the 4 things that people get wrong when they're doing shadow work. So first of all, what on earth is shadow work? Shadow work is the process of making the unconscious conscious. It's basically diving inside and asking yourself honestly, what's really going on? What's really motivating my actions? What really happened in that situation where I kind of just did the thing that I always do, and instead of unconsciously repeating that pattern or that behavior, you're making it conscious. You're asking yourself some questions and getting a sense of what is actually going on to bring it to your conscious mind. Jung says that until we make the unconscious conscious, it will rule our lives, and we call it fate. And so you can get a sense of this when you look back at your life and you can see various patterns. For example, there might be a consistent link you can see between all of your ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends, for example, like a common thread in their personality traits, or how you started the relationship, or how you ended it, or some of the things that happened. That's an example of an unconscious pattern on the inside, which is repeating itself in your life. And when we can inquire as to what was really going on in those moments, we can make that pattern conscious and either not have to repeat it or have some control to make a different choice if we want to do that. Or if we like it, we can have conscious control to make it even better. So, which brings me to the first thing that people get wrong when they do shadow work, is they assume that whatever is hidden in the shadows is bad, okay? We go looking for all the bad things on the inside, whereas the unconscious mind is simply, or the shadow, is simply all the things that are hidden. So the things that can be hidden are also all the things that make you really happy, really delighted, really joyful, and simply are the ways in which you know how to enjoy yourself, but potentially you never really thought about. So if you do already have a shadow work practice, and I highly recommend you do, make sure that you spend some time inquiring as to what made me happy today. Why did that make me happy? How can I get more of that feeling or that thought? How can I increase that? So that you're building a connection not only to the things that we don't want to experience or might be confronting to connect to, but also we're developing rich connections to the parts of us that make us happy, that really genuinely want us to enjoy life. And the more that we build that relationship, life's going to be awesome, okay? So that's the first mistake. Shadow work is not just about digging up the skeletons in the closet. It's about finding all the ways in which your heart is here supporting you at the very same time. The second thing that people get wrong doing shadow work is that they do it alone. So if you make the first mistake of just going around and digging up all the shitty things about yourself, at the end of the day, you're left alone with a big pile of shit. And you kind of go, oh, well, I clearly am a dreadful human being. I always suspected it. And now look at this. It's true. I'm going to misquote Brene Brown here. And she says something to the effect of, shame cannot exist in the presence of a loving witness. Also, we know that other human beings that we like and that like us have a regulating effect on our nervous system. Basically, we get to experience love from the outside coming in. And as we do that, this is probably one of the most fundamental things you can do to shift these challenging aspects of ourselves, is to do the work of self-inquiry, to bring to the light of your awareness aspects of yourself that you find confronting or you may not like. And when you can authentically, which is honestly, and vulnerably, which is vulnerability is sharing something where you feel you might get punished or made wrong, or just it might be used against you, for example. That is an example of vulnerability. So when you can reveal these things that you've discovered about yourself honestly, without hiding something, and vulnerably to another person who you trust and who loves you, in the revealing of that, the shame can melt away, the charge can melt away. You can allow yourself to be held in the places where you've struggled before. And this has a massive transformative effect on your nervous system, your self-esteem, your general love for the world. And it lets us kind of get out the things that we spend all this time holding in, which takes energy away from you being your awesome self, because you have to hold these things in. So doing it by yourself is the second mistake that most people make. The third mistake people make is that, like, you might do some writing, for example. You had an argument with somebody, you're in a relationship, it ended badly, you go, well, you ask yourself, well, what was my part in that breakup? Or what was my part in that conflict? And you take some responsibility and you do some inquiry. And you ask yourself, well, I kind of got angry at them because, if I'm honest, I was really scared they would leave me and I didn't want to feel rejected. So underneath the anger was a feeling of I didn't want to feel rejected. And then why did I not want to feel rejected? Because being rejected really hurts. And I'm just no good at dealing with it when people don't like me. Very, very, very common thing for a start. I don't like it when people don't like me. It makes me feel like I'm bad or wrong. Okay. So there's a part, I'm bad or wrong. You come up with this statement of like, I'm bad or wrong for wanting to avoid rejection. Okay. The challenge with that statement is that it is a sweeping statement about you. I am bad or wrong for not liking rejection. The distinction, the crucial distinction that you need to understand is that that's not totally true. What is true is there is a part of you that doesn't like rejection. It's not, and there's a part of you that feels bad or wrong because you don't like rejection. It's only a part of you. There's a part of you that loves puppies. There's a part of you that loves going on holidays. There's a part of you that likes margaritas. And there's a part of you that will happily spend all day by yourself in bed eating croissants and watching Netflix and not giving a fuck about what anyone else thinks, okay? That part is not scared of rejection or other people not liking it at all. But we're dialing into the part of you that feels bad or wrong for not liking rejection, and then to protect yourself gets angry within a conflict situation. We want to identify that that is a part of ourselves. It's not the entirety of ourselves. Otherwise, you run the risk, like I said before, of writing a whole bunch of pieces of paper and which just say how much of a shitty person you are, and thinking that's the entirety of you. And of course, no one wants to do shadow work if that's the end result. Which brings me to the last point that people get wrong when they do shadow work. You get to this place where you come up with a statement, say like, I feel bad, like I'm bad or wrong because I don't like rejection. Okay, let's use that as an example. We forget to take the next step, which is to ask that part, what is your positive intention for creating that experience? Okay, there's a beautiful, beautiful presupposition in the field of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which says that every part has a positive intention. This is a game changer. This is just a game changer for everything, because you come to this gnarly statement like, I feel bad or wrong because I don't like rejection. Yeah. What's the positive intention for feeling bad or wrong about not liking rejection? And then keep asking that question. What's the positive intention for this? What's the positive intention behind this? What's the positive intention behind that? Okay, so I feel bad or wrong because I don't like rejection. What's the positive intention behind feeling bad or wrong? you ask yourself, but you might come up with something like, well, I'm trying to protect you from feeling rejected because it doesn't feel good. What's the positive intention behind protecting me? I want to keep you safe. Okay. Usually these things end up in a place of I want to keep you safe, or I want you to feel happy. Why do you want to protect me? I want you to feel safe. Beautiful, beautiful, primal, core human value to feel safe. Why do you want me to feel safe? What's the positive intention behind having me feel safe? You ask this part. It might repeat it. I just want you to feel safe. Fantastic. You've hit this point with the unconscious mind where it's just saying, I want it because I want it. I want you to feel safe because I want you to feel safe. Great. You celebrate this, and then you ask yourself, what are all the ways in which you can help me feel safe, as opposed to creating anger and conflict? That was the original behavior. And you just ask your heart and this part to work together. In the background, while you're sleeping, while you're writing, you don't have to think of an answer now. What are all the ways in which you can help me feel safe without needing to create a big argument? And then you just let your unconscious mind come up with a solution. This way of asking yourself, what's the positive intention, means that you don't stop at, I'm a bad person because I don't like to be rejected. You can dig down into what's the positive intention behind that, which is to keep yourself safe. It's like, of course you want to keep yourself safe. Everyone wants to keep themselves safe. That's a beautiful, beautiful, primal, core human intention. Everyone feels that. So it takes away all the shame around, thinking I should be okay with rejection, and gets you in touch with your real essence, what's really going on, and how we can bring our higher awareness to that. So the 4 things, going back over, shadow work. You can also find the things that make you really happy. That's also a part of shadow work. Don't do it alone. Recognize that you are a collection of parts, not just one thing, and then find the positive intention behind those beliefs or behind those behaviors. And I promise you, shadow work will just liberate you and your energy and your happiness by 1,000%. So if you want to know more, drop me a message or tell me what's going on, or hit me up in the comments below. This stuff I love, and I really love helping people with shadow work because it has transformed my life in so many ways. So thanks for listening. I'm at Hypno with Russ. Find me on the socials. Maybe I'll learn to speak English a bit better. And hope you're having a beautiful day. Catch you next time.